Hey everybody, welcome back! This video I'm going to just be showing you some very early game strategy to help you maximize the first couple of turns because, despite what you may think, the first couple of turns matter if you're playing the long game. So, the first big question is whether or not to settle right away. And what I normally do, and what I've normally heard, is that's exactly what you want to do, is settle. Unless you're in the tundra or in the desert with very little resources around you. So, that's what I'm exactly going to do here, settle. Alrighty. Another big thing that you want to focus on is ruins. You want to go explore and find ancient ruins, because ancient ruins can provide huge boosts early game. They can give you more advanced military units, they can give you technologies, they can give you population in your cities. They're only a benefit. So to get boosts early game, you definitely want to move out and explore in order to find ruins. In order to go out and explore, I'm going to be using my warrior to explore, as well as I'm producing a scout. That's generally what you want to do early game, so build a scout. Now, choosing research. Choosing research can be pretty daunting sometimes because there's four choices. You don't really know what the best one is to choose and what's the best thing. I don't know. Like, it's very hard, and I definitely can understand that. And the reason why it's hard is because there's no exact right answer that will work every single time you play Civilization. The thing you can do to make sure that you choose a good technology to research early game is to look at the resources around your capital and see, okay, so like in my case, I have deer and gems are very important, but very early game you want to make sure you focus on growth. The more population in your cities, the more specialists you have, and specialists, they help boost different areas like gold production or science. They're very, very important. So what you want to do early game is to maximize the growth and get that population up. So in this case, I'm going to be focusing on deer. How do we get to deer? So there's pottery, animal husbandry, archery, mining. Definitely open your technology tree and look ahead, because to get deer you need trapping. As you can see, trapping's right here. In order to get trapping, you need animal husbandry. So I'm going to click that. Bam! Look, it'll research this first, then that. Okay. What else is a very good tip? Let's make sure that you're keeping an eye open for good settling plots in the future, because a good settling plot is a good settling plot, whether you or your opponent looks at it. So they're going to go for them as well. There's been so many times that I'll be playing a friend or an AI, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to settle there, but next turn. I want to settle there next turn. So what you can do is make sure to keep an eye open for these plots. Make sure you see where you want to go in the future, and then like mark it in your head. How do you know when to settle next? That's a very good question, to be honest. It's very difficult to choose. It really depends on your situation, but the telltale sign is happiness. Happiness is lowered every time you make a new city. See, if you look here, it says 3 total unhappiness from all sources. 2.25 generated from number of cities. 0.75 generated by population. That's something you definitely need to consider when you're considering whether or not you are going to settle. If your happiness can handle a settlement, do it. You want to settling early on expands the resources that you have access to, as well as the gold production, because if you can get a road connecting your two first cities, that's a huge boost in gold. One final thing that people hate about Civ 5 is barbarians. Very early game people say, oh, you know what, like, I don't need to kill those barbarians, I don't need to kill them, and then they wish they did. So what I definitely recommend is, maybe not right away, maybe not with your first unit or so, but to kill barbarian encampments earlier rather than later, because that affects 20 or 30 turns down the road. Another huge thing that can affect early game in your production and boosts is your tile improvements actually around your capital city. They provide more food production, they provide more gold, they provide gems. They also, that's how you actually connect these resources up. So you'll need a worker in order to improve your tiles. I definitely recommend getting a worker as soon as possible. Generally what I do is I build a scout first, then I build the monument, and then after that I build a worker. Unless there's a city-state. Why does that matter, you might ask? Because city-states, they often have workers, and there's a little cheaty way that you can get around having to build your own work, because workers, as you could see here, can take a long time to build. 9 turns almost. Whoops. 9 turns. And that's a long time you could be spending building something else. So what you can actually do is you can go into the city-state's borders and you can move a unit on top of their worker. It'll ask you, do you want to declare war? Say yes. You'll take that worker, it'll become yours. You'll then move the worker out of the city-state borders along with whatever unit you use to take the worker, and then make peace. I know, very cheaty way to do it, but it just saved you 9 turns. So, that's basically it for very, very short game strategy. And to be honest, there is really no direct route to doing anything, like I believe I mentioned before. It's more of an overall theory that you apply to your situation. Oh, I almost forgot. This is also very important. You always want to consider what the boost of your civilization is. For scientists, Korea allows you a boost of science. For every specialist in your city, you get +2 science, which can really help long term. And then on top of that, if you use great scientist improvements, you get +2 science from those improvements. You want to definitely keep that in mind when you're choosing what type of victory you want to go for, whether it's technological, cultural, military, whatever it is. Keep that in mind, because if you slowly tailor your technologies, your improvements, your moves in general towards the victory you want, you'll see drastic changes in gameplay and the success of your civilization. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please like and comment. It means a lot to me, and it can help my videos get more views and let other people see these great strategies. I also posted another video of me playing Egypt, just a good old playthrough. You guys can have a great time watching. There should be a link somewhere here. Maybe it's in the middle, maybe it's on the right, maybe it's on the left. Who knows where it'll be? But there'll definitely be a link there and in the description. So thank you so much. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye! Bye. Bye-bye.